Hi everyone. Right, we are here now. We are one day out to my first contest prep, Carnivore style. Tomorrow is the big day. So today I'm going to be covering the what we've done for Pick Week. There've been so many changes. It's difficult to keep track of everything. Literally every day things were changing because we were doing daily check-ins. So it's very, very, I learned a lot this week. Obviously, it's not over yet because the competition has to happen tomorrow. And I have found out it is the biggest event in the UK this year. So much for wanting a little event to begin with, nice, quaint place, and I did that with an event that's got 450 athletes competing. So it's going to be an extremely long day tomorrow. They've had split category, with multiple stage entries because too many competitors. So it means that probably going to be on stage a lot longer than we normally do. That means holding the poses for a lot longer. So it's going to be a very challenging day tomorrow. But for now, just to go through the peak week, what's happened, what we've done, and how I found it. So first of all, we started the peak week with one more drastic cut. So we dropped down from 35 grams of fat to 25 grams of fat and 135 grams of protein. So that is really, really low food. We started the week with that because I had still a lot of fat to lose. Ideally, you wouldn't want to cut drastically all the way through. But I started, obviously, we had a lot of ground to catch up. So we had to go very aggressive even during peak week. We had a couple of days of refeed, if you want to call them refeed, because it was hardly any difference. So the fat during the refeed, the fat went from 35 grams to 75 grams, which is really not very much. And the protein came down from 135 to 130. So it's very hardly noticeable when you did the refeed. It didn't impact anything in respect of energy levels or feeling full or anything like that. But we needed to get the fat refeeds in a couple of days. Now we're back today to base level of 25 grams of fat and 105 grams of protein for today, and tomorrow we'll see what the check-in this evening shows. So in respect of training, we cut out all the cardio. So the 30 minutes of cardio after the training session being cut out. I've still been doing my training sessions this week. 3 training sessions I did. Although the weight was the same, so intensity, but I was stopping 2 to 3 reps from failure. And only one set per exercise. So I did 2 lower body sessions and 1 upper body session. And the last one upper body session was yesterday. We reduced the steps as well. So from 12,000 steps, slowly reduced to 11,000 steps. And then yesterday, 9,000. To try to reduce the inflammation in my legs, because I do hold a lot of water in my legs, which is the worst part of my body, because that's where I got the most fat as well, so it's not ideal. And so it hasn't been too bad on the training side, the walking and training side. It's been really exhausting because the food was so low. And obviously, for me to be able to get the amount of steps in, I had to get up half an hour earlier to get to work earlier, so I can add that extra 30 minutes walk in the morning as alongside my 30 minutes walk in the afternoon. And in addition, to wake up an extra 30 minutes earlier to do all the pictures in the morning. So I was up at 4:30 every morning this week, which was really tiring. And by 8 o'clock I was zapped out. So how did it feel? Right, because I've got 3 autoimmune disorders, and one of them being thyroid, I actually do not have enough thyroid tissue to make enough thyroid hormone, because one thyroid was removed. I really struggled this week in respect of trying to keep my eyes open. I mean, it got to the point yesterday where I almost fell asleep while I was driving. That is how tired, but it's like sleep. I can't keep my eyes open, literally. And I know that normally happens when my thyroid is really whacked out. And I know it is because I started the process of a contest prepping where my thyroid was not in an ideal position because I had a very stressful event with the previous really bad employer. So I was in my thyroid level when optimized already, and then add diet in a contest prep. It completely does not help. All my HRT hormones are dropped drastically. So it's, I'm getting flare-ups of autoimmune. My gut is being absolutely exhausted in respect of, I'm going through bouts of diarrhea. I get so hungry some evenings where I get heartburn and then becomes into massive stomachache. So yeah, it hasn't been pretty, but it had to be done. So it's not the way it would normally be done, because normally you will allow yourself enough time to drop the weight slowly, gradually over a period of a month. We literally had to do pretty much 2 months of dieting into 2 weeks. So it had to be drastic, and I knew that. And I will take all the time after this to recover my hormones properly. My health will take priority. Reverse diet slowly to allow my hormones slowly to recover, so I don't end up putting a bunch of fat on, rather than I want to maintain some decent body composition, and reset everything, until my hormones are back to normal, and then do a gain phase to really put on a lot of muscle, because I felt this prep as well, I haven't been putting on as much muscle as I would have liked again, and partly I suppose is because I had this issue with work stress at work, the life issues that did not help, but also I find my body responds a lot better with certain type of training, and I wasn't doing that type of training. It's more volume based rather than very slow movements. I'm a more power-based person. I've got a more fast twitch prevalence of muscle, and I find my body responds a lot better to power things, and volume as well. So I'll review that when the time comes. But for now is, do the contest prep the best I can, and then massive recovery to get my hormones back to normal. Then gain phase, build up lots of muscle, and then once I build up enough muscle, I will be looking at different federations, because I'm currently competing with the PCA. And first of all, I found out that some of the stuff with this competition wasn't particularly well organized, and I thought that's not really healthy. It's supposed to be stress-free, or as stress-free as possible, and some things haven't been organized very well, but more importantly, because PCA only offers a master bikini from 35 upwards, then somebody like me that's 53, I'm going to be competing against somebody who's almost 20 years my junior. I mean, that's really not a level playing, really. It's not really fair. Usually they're 35 and 45, 35 plus and 45 plus, and then at least be close, ideally even 50 plus, a bit more competing with people closer to my age range, rather than somebody very young, because the body of a 35-year-old, they still got the cycle, the hormones are optimized, everything's fine, the body responds well, past the menopause is, all better off, everything doesn't work the way it should be doing, so it's a lot more work here to put in to try to get to any decent level, and out of the autoimmune, so it's not ideal. So I'll be reviewing the federation. I'm going to be looking at federation options, and also like federation that offers more shows, because I find that the PCA doesn't offer a huge amount of shows. The thing as well that it wasn't great is the fact that they don't disclose the city of the competition until later on, so it would just say Midland, first time at Midlands. I mean, Midlands could be many places, because I think if I'd known that this was in Birmingham, I might not have chosen this, because I would have an inkling that being such a big city, it might be very busy, and I didn't particularly want a very busy one for my first one, to be honest with you, because I wanted to enjoy the experience. This is going to be absolutely chaotic because of the amount of fleets are going to be attending. It's not the ideal scenario, but that's something I can fix, something I can change. As I said, this has been a massive learning curve, what to do during the prep, how my body's responding, Posing as well, learning the posing, which by the way is nowhere near perfect. So, another year of practice may get me to a much better position. So, this has been getting all the data, learning as much as I can, then go through the experience, and understand how things works in the experience, what is expected to do. So next time around when I come and do it, I know what to expect. And I can plan ahead, because next time around when I want to compete, I want to win. I know this time around I will not win. First of all, it's a massive event, so there's gonna be so many people. A chance to win is already decimated. But I'm not in my peak, because as I said, we had a number of issues with the prep. Prep was done way too late, so because of that, we bring in the best we can with what we got. To begin with. But next time I will make sure I'm at my peak condition, and having a bit more experience, I will know what to do and things like that. And my coach Marty will get me there. For sure, because he's already done a pretty much miracle in the last 2.5 weeks so far. Supplements, by the way, I'm still taking my usual supplement, high dose vitamin D3. That's very important for me. Vitamin C, I've taken vitamin C that's been increased to 3,000 microgram a day. Which is quite high for a carnivore, but at the moment there's so many viruses going around and my body's so battered that I think in taking a bit extra vitamin C does not hurt, to keep the viruses away, at least until I finish my competition. What else we got? Let's see, vitamin C, vitamin D, magnesium, all the usual stuff. For my HRT, I have to take them. The thyroid hormone I got to take. I can't remember what it's called. It's a supplement that you have to take to help you reduce water retention. Raw something, I can't remember. Anyway, so it's a capsule, so that's been increased as well. What else? Oh, sorry, dandelion root. That's the name. Dandelion root capsules. So that's been increased as well. And so we went, it was 1,000 originally, 1,500 today, and we're gonna go for 3,000, trying to flush out that the extra water that I'm holding. And also water, that's interesting because I've always drank about 3 liters of water. They think that's a lot. I had to be drinking 4 liters and now 5 liters, which is really difficult to do, to be honest with you. It's a lot of water to put in, especially if you're not thirsty, trying to sip it, but that's again trying to flush everything out. So very strict dieting this week, very, very intense dieting, reduced in steps as well as training loads, and increased supplementation to help the body. Been feeling completely tired, exhausted all the time, so I started to keep my eyes open. And the plan is this afternoon, today I'm traveling to Birmingham to the hotel, and do a check-in this afternoon at 4 p.m. to see what I look like at 4 p.m. after eating food and water. This evening at 8 I got my first base coat, and it should be interesting because it's in a gym. So is it going to turn up me in my onesie at the gym? When people are training, it'll be very interesting. And the gym obviously is not very close to the hotel, so it's a car drive from the hotel. So I think it's something like 20 minutes. So then after the base stand, I have to sit in the car to drive. So I'm hoping that's okay, because obviously you can't quite walk there, especially that late in the evening. It's pitch dark as well. And then tomorrow I've got a busy day because obviously going to be checking first thing in the morning. And then I'm going to have 11 o'clock is the makeup, 12 is the hair, from 1 o'clock is the top coat tanning for Bikini Masters. Starts at 1 o'clock. Obviously, there's going to be so many people. I don't know how long they're going to take, but I should be finished for registration from 2:30. So the afternoon show starts at 3. I mean, there's a lot of categories before us, so I've got no idea when we're going to be on stage. I'm expecting probably not before 5 easily. I don't know how many times judges that call people back in, especially if you have to do multiple rounds for each category because too many people. They have to call back people all the time. So I don't know how long it will take, but I suspect it's going to be quite a long day. And then once the competition is finished, first thing I'm going to do is a massive shower to take the tan off me, because I don't react well with stuff on my skin, and I'm just hoping I'm not going to come up in hives or any puffiness, because my skin doesn't like stuff on it. So let's hope not a reaction. But as soon as the show is over, I'm going to be scrubbing the thing off me as hard as I can to get my skin back to normal. And then I'm probably just going to go straight to bed because I'll be exhausted. I know that all this week, and even last week, but this week more so, by 8 o'clock, I really can't keep my eyes open. So I'll probably just, as soon as the thing is finished, just go to the hotel, scrub off everything, get my pyjama on, and go straight to bed and just have a nice sleep, try to recover. And then tomorrow morning, and then Monday morning, I'm going to have a nice breakfast. I don't care, you're not supposed to eat a lot, but you know what? Eggs and bacon on Monday morning, they're all mine. And I'm not going to bother by counting how many strips of bacon I'm going to have, how many spoonfuls of scrambled eggs or fried egg, whatever they got there. I'm just going to eat to satiety. A nice, big, juicy meal, and then go back to normal, and then have put in place some slow reverse dieting. But the first meal, I'm going to want to enjoy my breakfast, especially when somebody else cooks it. I don't have to cook it myself. Actually, in respect to food, that's quite interesting. Today is just the basic diet, so my normal meat, eggs, and tuna. Now, tomorrow, because there's no fridge in the room, so I'm not going to cook my meat to take with me, because it should be kept refrigerated. It's not ideal. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring down a whole lot of hard-boiled eggs and 3 tins of tuna, and to try to make the macros, like these macros from tuna, egg, and egg whites. It's very bland, very dry type of diet, but it's because you're going to be out and about all day. You need to have Tupperware with you. I cannot heat it up, and the meat doesn't conserve very well if it's not in the fridge, and minced meat cold is not very nice either. So I thought if I just stick to tuna and to hard-boiled eggs, then I can just eat them like that. It's nice and easy to eat them like that. So and then the way I'm not going to have any problem. Obviously, I bought lots of water to bring with me, because I don't know what station is there with water, if water fountains or not, I doubt it. So I got some water with me. Obviously, I can buy some more there if I run out. And I got to remember to bring my electrolyte, that kind of stuff, because if I drink tons of water with that electrolyte, it's going to dilute my electrolyte and I'll faint on stage. So all that stuff, I've got a massive list of things to bring, apart from the usual stuff you expect to bring, obviously your costume, your shoes, your extra towels, and all the kind of stuff you had to bring, your sheets. I put all the other things like resistance band, all the supplements, the food, and everything else I need to bring in, just to make sure I've got everything that I need on the day. And then that's it. And then once it's over, then I can relax. And I'm going to be off on a holiday to Italy to relax with my family, do absolutely nothing for 10 days. Nice. I will need that. I know I will need that. So what I will do is, I don't know if I'm going to need time to do a little video tomorrow, post competition. I don't know how shattered I am. Or even before competition, probably won't be, because from 11 o'clock all the way to it's going to be quite busy. And I think once you're in the town hall, then when you're from registration, you have to stay there. It's not the don't think you can just go do whatever you want. So, and also don't know what the situation is there with bringing your phones and stuff like that. I don't know how safe it is to live around, to be honest with you. Obviously, you can't have them on stage with you, so I'm not quite sure how that works. They say not to bring any valuables. I'll take my phone with me, because if there's any emergency at home, I need to know about it. So I don't even know how that all works. I've never done it before, so it's a learning curve, as I said. So we'll find out. So, but I might be able to. I'll see if I'm in a coherent state, Sunday evening after such a long day. and the depletions if I'm in a coherent enough state to do a video post competition. Otherwise, I will just put the picture from the competition on YouTube so you can see the end result. Okay. Now, if you notice me scratching every now and again, this is a problem I've been having. This is lupus flaring up. My autoimmune has been flaring up like mad, and I'm getting hives everywhere. And funny enough, the scalp is one of those places, so I'm getting blotches of, hives, very itchy rashes that will appear on one side, itch for a while, then appear on the other side. It's just a bloody nightmare. And this is what you get with deliberate autoimmune. When you go on a very severe diet, especially very low fat, your system doesn't like, your body doesn't like it generally, but if you go autoimmune, it will just flare up everything. And unfortunately, that's one of the things you just got to live with. Understand that's what's going to happen. It's only short term. Make the most of it. Scratch if you need to. And just take it all in your stride. That's all we got to do. Okay, so I hope this is helpful information for any one of you who may want to do this on a carnivore diet, or any lady who are contemplating doing competition later on, post-menopause, or whether or not a carnivore diet is your choice. But it's just to give you some information and how things work and how I found it. It's not for the faint-hearted, absolutely not. But I do believe that had I been in a better position to begin with in the last 4 weeks, I would not have died quite so hard, and it would have not been quite so taxing on my body. So that's why next time around I want to give myself plenty of time, because I think ideally, if you got immune, what you may want to do, a couple of weeks at maintenance, and then maybe a couple of weeks of dieting, cutting, and then back at maintenance. So doing it gently over a number of months, so your body fat comes down slowly without messing up everything else in the process. So that is something that potentially will be looking next year. Or the year after, depending how long it takes for my body to recover fully from this. I haven't even recovered fully from my last blood donation, so it goes to show. That was over a week ago. I normally recover very quickly. A couple of days I feel better. That one completely zapped me out, and I still got bruising on my arm for that. So it shows how slow my body is healing at the moment, because obviously there's not much for it to work with. But that's one thing actually I will not do next time round. Competition, the blood donation will have to be outside of the last month competition. Otherwise, it really takes a toll on you at that point. Okay, so any comments, please feel free to leave any comment, any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions if you've got any specific ones. And I'll either do another short video post-competition, or I'll upload my pictures with a little notes of how you went and everything. Okay, thank you. Bye.